hours ago. And I'm already going back home. What I'm about to say is kind of important. I've been looking forward to this trip for the past 3 months. Yesterday I woke up at 1 in the morning to drive to the airport, and I have not fallen back asleep since. It is now 9 in the morning the next day. Okay, yesterday we got to the hotel, and the guy who was helping me bring my luggage up to my room, he says to me, "Oh, you're here by yourself?" I said, "Yeah." And he's in my room at this point. And he says, "Okay, I'll be back later. We can share this bed." And I was like, "No, thank you. Very funny." And he was like, "No, I'm being serious. I'll be back later. Just wait for me." And I was like, "No, thank you." So he leaves and let me lock the door. And then I realized there's no lock on the door, no inside lock. It's only an outside lock, so any employee can get in with their key. And I'm like, oh my god, that's fucking scary. So then I start walking around the resort trying to figure out how to go down to the beach. This is 10 minutes later. This guy on the beach is trying to sell me weed. And I said, "No, thank you." And he says, "Why don't you want me, baby? You're so beautiful. You can smoke with me. You can be my wife this week." And I was like, "I'm okay." And I keep walking. So he comes up to me, he puts his arm around me, and he like tries to hug me like this and starts putting his arm like down my belly. And I'm like, "Get off of me. Why are you touching me right now?" Okay? So I walk away, like I kind of run off. I make eye contact with the woman, hoping that she notices me, but she doesn't. So I go to the pool. There's like 100 people up there. I go and I just sit. I'm dangling my feet in the water. I'm just chilling on my phone, doing whatever by myself. And this dude comes up to me and he sits down and he's like, "Why you all alone, baby?" I'm like, "Why are you calling me that?" And we're like, "Oh, I'm just waiting for my sisters. They're in the hotel room. We just got here, so they're still getting ready." And he's like, "Okay, yeah. What's wrong with me?" And he gets in the water in front of me. I was like, "No, thank you. I don't know. I don't want to swim with you." So he gets in the water and he starts trying to pull me in and starts putting his hands right here. I'm right here on my body. And I'm like, "Get off of me. I'm not swimming with you." And he just kept trying to grab me. Like he starts grabbing me to what he's grabbing me. So I kicked him. I'm like, "Get off me." So I kicked him away. So this is 45 minutes after I get to the resort at this point. I went back to the hotel room. I'm like, "I'm not leaving for the night. I'm going to stay. I'm terrified that this person is going to come in here." So I put the chair in front of the door. And I ordered room service. I didn't walk around the whole resort. I didn't go to the restaurant. Nothing. I ordered room service. The guy comes in and he's holding the bag. He knocks on the door. He's holding the bag. I open the door and I grab it from him. He's like, "Can I come in?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Okay. Why did you want to come into my hotel room?" So I don't feel safe there. $500 later on a new flight, $2,000 wasted on resort stays, and I am leaving. I am 90% sure at that resort when you go by yourself that it is like code for being a fucking whore. I don't know. So if you're coming to the Dominican Republic, cancel your flights and choose to go somewhere else because it's simply not safe here. Not for us single women anyway. I don't know.
That's pretty sad. I feel bad for the young sweetheart. I've definitely been to the Dominican Republic multiple times, so I do believe her. I would hope that you would be safe on a resort, and I would think that you would be safe on a resort, but apparently not. I mean, she looks very young, and people will try to take advantage of her, and it's sad that they would try to take advantage of her, but I chose this video for a different reason, and that different reason is I had a similar experience, so I understand her terror. Trust me, I was terrified from my experience. So, my first time visiting Thailand, the way I was doing it when I visited Thailand, it was I would stay at one place for 3 days, then I'll book another hotel maybe the second day I'm there. I'll book another hotel at a different part of the city for 3 days, then a different part of the city for 3 days. Every 3 days, I wanted to go to a different place so that I could fill the city out. And I just so happened to book one hotel on a strange street. Didn't pay it any attention. Just went up to my room. And when I went up to my room, I noticed there was a giant statue of a penis sitting on my dresser. And I'm like, what? What is this? I don't want to see that. So I go ahead and I put it inside the closet so I don't have to see it. And I also noticed that there was a penis can opener. I put it in the drawer. I don't want to see that. I noticed that one of the pictures was of a naked man. And I'm like, okay, whatever, man. So later on that night, maybe about 10 o'clock comes. And I walk downstairs and I go outside because I'm going to go to a bar. And I look to my right and there's all lady boys lined up to the right. I mean, just a bar, multiple bars full of lady boys, and they looking at me, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, oh my god. So then I start walking to the left because that's where the bars are, and as I'm walking to the left, a bunch of homosexual men are just whistling and, hey, come get a massage, hey, come here, American. And I'm like, oh heck no. So I go to the bar, hang out, come back later on that night, walk past all the homosexual people again, them whistling and all that. And I was probably so drunk, I just went upstairs and I just went to sleep. And, the morning I come downstairs and I notice that everybody in the hotel is homosexual as well. And the same thing occurred the next day, when I went out around 9 o'clock. Nothing but lady boys and homosexuals looking at me again and whistling. And when I went back upstairs into my room, and I said, what if all of those men decided to come upstairs and just take whatever they wanted from me? If you know what I mean. First of all, if they just disappear, I don't even speak the language, first of all. I don't know what anybody looks like, where anybody went. I could file a police report, but who says that they would even do anything? There's no telling. Those guys might have had dreams of being with an American. They might have wanted to laugh and joke about taking advantage of a black American. So I'm sitting here thinking of this, and I'm sitting there looking at the door in the room, and I'm like, yo, these dudes could bust in here. These lady boys could bust in here at any moment, and there will be nothing that I could do to stop all of them. I might have had like a fork or something. I remember I was clutching something like, yo, these guys might come in here, but I'm about to get up out of here. I'm not staying another night. I was terrified the same way she was. I'm sitting here, my mind is racing. I'm in a different country. I'm like, I don't even know what they even be doing out here. I don't even know how they're processing me being in their territory. So I packed up my stuff. I said, I had 2 more nights there. And I was like, nah, we just going to have to let that money go. Get me another hotel. I packed up, got up out of there. And luckily, I'm still here with all of my manhood. So, for sure, I understand how nervous and terrified she was. I'm happy she got up out of there safe. Because, yes, there's no telling what could happen in another country. I would hope that you would be safe in a resort. But a girl did just drown or die, or she just disappeared recently from a resort over there, Dominican Republic. So be very careful, ladies. I really don't think, not if you're that young, you shouldn't be traveling alone if you're that young. And, y'all be safe out there. I have multiple stories to tell you about weird things going on overseas. I wouldn't say too many, but at least 3 or 4. And you'll hear about them. Check in, subscribe, and I'll let you know a little bit more. Deuces.